So that means the total FDI flow from 2007 up till 2012. So we have to calculate it, the total. So we'll just calculate the total over here. That is 31.36, 24.23, 10.22, 12.16, 10.15 and 5.17. 10.15 and 5.7 and 5.70. So we'll calculate it. 639, 9 plus 2, 11, 11 plus 11, 22. So 2 will. So now we have option A and B where 2 is at the end. If you want to eliminate out those options, so we can directly eliminate out option C and D, because in the last decimal it's showing 2. So we'll calculate again over here. 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 4, 13, 13 plus 5, that is 18. So without going further, we can directly select the option as option A. So that is how you eliminate without going into the complete calculation. So next question: what was the absolute difference in the FDI to India in between 2011 and 2012? So we need to find the absolute difference. Okay, so that is 13.136 minus 24.23. So we have to find the absolute difference. That means the greater value minus the lower value. Okay, so we'll get the absolute difference over here. So this is nothing but 13, and this should be around 7. So 7.13 should be your answer. So what you have done for absolute is 2012 minus 2011. So this will be your absolute difference. Okay, so the answer is option B. Fine. So moving forward to the next question, what was the ratio of investment in 2012 over the investment of 2007? So what you have to do over here is, so we have to find the ratio for 2012 is to 2000 is to 2007. So that is nothing but 2012 upon 2007. So for 2012 it is 31.36, and for this it is 5.7. So let's calculate this value. That is 3136 upon 57 into 10 upon 100. That means 3136 divided by 57. So we get the answer. So that means the answer should be somewhere value that is 5. So 57 5 is nothing but 285. And if we take out 285 again over here, we'll have option of 15% of 286. So again 57 into 5 should be 285, and 1 is remainder. So any option near 5.5? Yes, exactly, it is 5.5. So next question: which year exhibited the highest growth in FDI in India over the period shown? So what we have options: 2008, 2009, 2010, and 2011. So what we have to do is which year exhibited the highest growth. So the growth can be compared to the past year or the previous year. So let's start with 2008. So it is almost, if you see 100%, so 5.7, which goes to 10.5. If you calculate it, then it is somewhere around a good growth, almost around. So if it the double is 11.4, so that means this should be somewhere around 70 to 80% growth. Fine. This is for 2008. For 2009, it's only a 2-point increase now, which can be considered as 20% increase. So for 2009, we can write around 20% increase. For 2010, there is no growth. So here the FDI has gone down. So and it has again gone down by some percent, which is not that higher. So we'll write down 2010. Okay. And if you closely look at 2011, it's almost the double. So 10, for if there is any increment in 10 that is above 100%, so it has to be above 20. So the answer over here is clearly 2011, because it is showing growth of 100% plus 100 plus percent. So it has to be 2011. So this was one question. So now let's look at the next questions. Okay. So the following chart represents the number of students of TLS at its Lucknow center who passed the CAT exam or the ZAT exam or the CMAT exam or none of the exams. Assume there are no students who passed more than one exam. That means every student has passed only one exam. Okay, there are no students who have passed multiple exams. So one student has passed only one exam. So we'll start with the questions. So what was the percentage of students who cleared CAT in 2010? So we need to find 2010. So first of all, how many students are there? So total students, if you look over here, so it is somewhere around somewhere between 160 and 180. So we can say it has to be 170. Find the total. And now, uh, what we can observe over here, that for the cat, right? For the cat, this represents cat, this part. Okay, so that is around 20. So what percentage? So that is for finding out percentage, 20 out of 170 into 100. We can calculate this again. 2000 divided by 17. 17 1 is 17. Again 30. So again 11, because 17 1 is 17 again, and it will be repeated. So we have only value which is closer to 11 is 11.76. So this is your first question. So what? So moving to the next question, what was the percentage of students who succeeded in at least one of the three exams in 2010? Okay, so at least one. So for 2010, if you look at this question, so that means one of the three exams. So that means we want to find the number of students who passed CMAT, ZAT, and CAT. So these three exams. And the blackest area, the darkest area represents none of the exams. So that means we have to find for CAT, ZAT, and CMAT. Okay, so in 2010, again, 2010, the number of students who did not pass any. So that ranges from 140 to 170. If you look at this portion, the darkest portion, which represent none of the exams, so that starts from 140 and ends somewhere around 170. So that means 30 students didn't pass any exam, and the rest student passed almost one of the exams. So that means the calculation will be 140 as we remove the 30 students upon 170. So we need to find this calculation. So which can be done as 140 upon 17. 17 8s are, that is 136. We have 4, we have 0, so that is 234. We'll have 6, put a point, decimal. Again, 7 3s are 51. 51. So you have 9 and 0. So it is 17 5s are 85. So any number around 82.35. Yes, this will be your answer. So now let's move towards the next question. Which year showed the best result in MBA entrance exams for the institute in terms of percentage of students who cleared? Okay, so we need to find the students who cleared all three exams upon the total number of students. So for 2010, the answer was 82.35, as we solved this recently. Okay, so that was 82.35 as the number of students who passed at least one exam. So now similarly, we have to solve for 2011 and 2012. So for 2000, let's start with 2012. So for 2012, the total number of students is 200. Okay. So for 2012, passed upon total. So that means for passed, so total is 200. And the number of students who did not pass any ranges from 160 to 200. That means 140. Sorry, 40. So the total number of students who have passed is 160, which is nothing but 80%. So we'll write it down over here. For this was for 2010. For 2012, it will be 80%. And for 2011, we need to find out. So for 2011, the number of students are around 180, and the non students, if you look closely, it is somewhere, the range starts somewhere between 160 and 140. So that is uh, somewhere between 150 to 180. That means 30 students did not pass any, and the total was 180. So again passed, so that is 150 upon 180. So this is nothing but 3 5s upon 6. So this will give you around answer around 16.66 into 5, that is 83.3%. Okay, 83.3%. So for this answer is 83.33%. So the question that they have asked is, which year showed the best result in terms of students? So 2011 has shown the best results. Okay, so again, the next question, what is the percentage increase in the number of students in 2012 over 2010? So we have to find the number of students, so total number of students. So total number of students, so here in 2010 it was 170, and in 2012 it is 200. So we have to find the percentage increase. So the percentage increase here is of 30. Okay, so any increase will always be selected over its initial value. So that means 30, we have to do 30 divided by 170. You can solve this and you will get answer around 17.64. Answer. Hope this is clear, and we can move to the next. This one is a easy bar chart. You can take 2 minutes to solve this one. Okay, so let's start with this set. So there are five car manufacturers, and their production is given in terms of numbers. Okay, and the production of cars is given over a period of 2010 to 11, 11 to 12, and 12 to 13. So that means this first bar will represent your 2010, the second is 2011, and third is 2012 to 13. Right. So let's start with the first question. The ratio of Hindustan Motors production in 2011 to 12. So Hindustan Motors, okay, so that is Hindustan Motors from 2011 to 12. Now they have asked for a ratio upon, that means upon Honda's production from 2010 to 2011. So Hindustan Motors 11 to 12. So Hindustan Motors 11 to 12, that means the middle bar. So that is 9. Okay. And for Honda Motors, the first bar, that is 2010 to 11, that is 6. So this will give 1.5. It was a very basic question. This has to be your answer. So you can look around the next question. So for how many companies there has been no decrease in production in any year from the previous year? So that means if we are considering 2011-12, that means there should be increase from its previous year, that is 2010 to 11. And similarly, when we are considering 12 to 13, there should be no decrease with respect to the production which was in 2011 to 12. So that means either the graph has to be constant or it has to be in an increasing manner. So for Honda, if you see, there is no decrease over the next years. So Honda won't be in that category. Even if you look at GM, from 2010 to 11, there is increase, but from 11 to 12 to 12 to 13. So there is no decrease. The numbers are being constant. So we can consider this as well. So Honda, GM, and if you look around Maruti as well, so Maruti every year there has been a growth. Now, when we look at Hindustan Motors and Hyundai, there is a decrease in 11 and 12 for Hindustan Motors, and again a decrease for in 12 13 with respect to Hyundai. So that means there are three companies. Okay, so there are three companies which has shown no decrease. So now next question, how many companies have shown production below their average in 2010-11 but have showed above average in 2011 and 12? Fine. So we need to first find the averages of all these companies. So let's start over here with averages. So for Honda, let's start with Honda. We have Honda, then we have GM, we have Maruti. Okay. So for Honda, we need to find the average, that is 14 plus 6, that is 20, and 20 plus 21, that is 41. So we have to divide 41 divided by 3. So 42 divided by 3 is 14. So that means the value should be less than 14. Okay, so the value should be less than 14 as an average. Okay, for GM, so that is General Motors. So 18 plus 18, 36. 36 plus again you have 12, that is 48. 48 divided by 3, that is 16. For Maruti, 15 plus 9, 24. 24 plus 5, 29. If we divide that number by 3, so the number should be somewhere between 9 to 10. And similarly, when we talk about Hindustan Motors and Hyundai, Hindustan Motors, the average is 16 plus 9, so that is 25 plus 12, that is 37. 37 divided by 3, 36 divided by 3 is 13. So the number should be somewhere between 13 to 14. Okay, 14. And for Hyundai, that is 14 plus 8 plus 7, so that is 29. If we divide by 3, again similar like Maruti, it has to be a number between 9 to 10. So now what they have asked us in this question is how many company have shown production below to average production in 2010 and 11 but have showed above average production in 2011 and 12. So we have to consider the first two bars. Okay, in the first bar the production should be below average, and in the second bar the production should be above average. So let's start with Honda. So Honda's average is okay 14. So it is a little bit less than 14. So 6. So 6, which is particularly very less than the average. So it follows the first rule. So but have showed above average production. So in the second bar we need to find the above average. So as this was less than 14 and it is showing somewhere around 14, that means it is greater. Okay, it is greater than the above average. So yes, Honda follows the rule. Next is General Motors. So General Motors average is 16. In the first it has shown 12, and then the next year it has shown 18. Yes, this follows. Okay, so Maruti, for Maruti, it is somewhere between 9 to 10, right? So in the first year, that is first bar follows 2000, 2010 to 2011, it is 5. So that means it is below its average, and in the next it is 9. Okay, so the answer should be, so the average is above 9 and below 10. So that means this doesn't follow because it has to be greater than its average. Okay, so now moving with Hindustan Motors. Hindustan Motors does not follow this rule, so this will also get cancelled out. And for 9 to 10, yes, Hyundai follows it. So that means there are three companies. Let's move with the next question. So there is a bar chart given over here with respect to sales of cellular phone. Okay, so that is cellular phone sales. Okay, So now the bar chart ranges data which is from 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Fine. So there are questions based on this particular data. So let's start with the questions. So the first question is the percentage increase in sales from 2011 to 12. So we need to find the increase from 2011 to 12. So always the increase, we find the difference upon initial. Okay. So we'll find the difference upon initial. Okay. So the difference is 40,000. So we can consider this as 14 as a whole minus 18 upon 18. We have to find this. So we have 22 upon 18. Fine. So 22 upon 18, we divide, we'll get uh, that is 18 ones are 18. So we'll have 4 and 0. So again 36 and again 4. That is 1.22 into 100 as a percentage. So we'll get 122%. This is your, so this is the difference. So first we took out the difference between 2011 and 2012, that is 22, and then we divided it by 18 into 100. This is your key and this is your answer. So 122%. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. The sum of sales of a cellular phone in the year 2009 and 2011 is equal to that end. So 2009 and 2011, that is 30, that is 30 plus 18, so that is 48,000 for this. So it is 48,000. So now is equal to that in, so in which year there is sales of 48,000? So that is in 2007. So our answer will be 2007. Okay, so the next question, the 2 years between which the rate of change of cellular phones is minimum. Okay, so that means either it can be an increase or it can be a decrease, and the change, okay, at the rate at which it is changing, so it has to be minimum. So 2007 and 2008. So if you look at uh, this number, okay, so here the change is of 8,000. So we'll consider the base value as 48,000. So because the change has starting, change gets starts from 2007 and it ends in 2008. So the change is 8,000. Okay. So the change is 8,000 upon 48,000. So this is nothing but 1 upon 6. So that is 16.6%. Fine. So now 2009 and 10. So for 2009 and 10, again 5,000 is the change. So what we'll do, that is 5 upon 30. So that is again 1 by 6. So it will also be 16.66. Okay. So now, when we look at both 1 and 2 option, okay, so they are similar. So 11 and 12. So 11 and 12, we just check the increase is of 122%. So the answer is both 1 and 2 because they are almost the same. They are the same, 16.66%. So next question, the difference in the sales of cellular phones for the years 2007 and 2009. Okay, we have to find 7 and 9. So you just need to find the difference. So that is 48,000 minus 30,000. That is 18,000. So your final answer. So that's it for bar charts. So you will have bar charts based on such data. Okay, so these are the basic bar charts you need to understand. So hope that is clear for everyone. So I'm ending the lecture now.